On the news, 30 people killed in fresh mango attack in Plateau State. U.S. pledges strong security partnership with Nigeria. And Ondo Governor Ayedatiwa sacks all commissioners appointed by Akeredolu, appoints ex-National Assembly clerk as deputy governor. Hello and welcome to News Now. I'm Simisola Atigun. No fewer than 30 persons, mostly children and women, have been killed by assailants in Kwahasla Lake village in a community in the Mango local government area of Plateau State. The attack occurred on Tuesday night while residents assembled at a compound in the village to observe the curfew imposed on the local government by the state government. DSP Alfred Alabo, who confirmed the incident, said the police were yet to ascertain the casualty figures and level of destruction as investigations were ongoing. He, however, assured the people of the state of their safety, adding that normalcy was gradually returning to Mangu with the deployment of security personnel and a surveillance helicopter. Meanwhile, the 24-hour curfew imposed on Mangu local government area by Governor Caleb Muftwang is still in force. Joining me to discuss this recent attack in Mango, Plateau State is Abu Hamisu, a security expert. Thank you very much for joining me, Mr. Hamisu. Now, this attack happened barely hours after the governor of the state imposed a curfew on the local government area, and we understand there had been violence in the area earlier in the day, which necessitated the curfew. So how could the attack have occurred in an environment with a curfew in place?
Well, thank you very much for your question. The essence of curfew in every crisis situation is to make sure that there is no movement and that people are curtailed from moving about, so that it will give the security agents the capacity to monitor such movement that may occur and then deal with such movement decisively. So you will put people under curfew when you have the capacity to protect the people, because if you don't have the capacity to protect the people and then you put them under curfew, you've just set them up for attack that we've just seen. It is quite unfortunate that a security measure that is meant to protect the people became a cover for the marauders to equally invade the community and attack them. So the question should be asked, what happened? Because before you put a community under a curfew, you are sure of all the security arrangements to protect those people from any attack. And if there are no positive arrangements and no strengthening flanks that will ensure that nobody comes in, nobody goes out, so that no community or no persons are attacked, then it becomes a deliberate sabotage among the planners that ensure that there was curfew in the first place. So you put people under curfew when you have capacity to police them. Else you don't put them under curfew.
All right, finally, what do you think needs to be done to end these senseless attacks?
You see, on this channel or on other channels, I've said it. The first thing is the people must resolve to say enough is enough. That the killings are too much, that we are fast losing our persons, either both ways, and that we need to work together for peace. It is on that condition that there will be peace. Secondly, there must be collaboration. And then this is another problem. I said it here. There are times that you give information to the security agents, and then the information leak to those people that you went to report. And then you are attacked, or your families are attacked, or your community is attacked. So there must be synergy between the communities and the security operatives, because the security operatives are not miracle workers. They need intelligence report, and if the people are not willing to give intelligence report, there is nothing anybody can do. These attacks will continue. Lastly, for any commander, for any DPO, for any operation leader that failed in his operations, that give advice that did not yield the envisaged result, should be fired, should be dealt with. Until we start doing this, we will not really achieve the kind of peace we want to see, because once I fail, I'm maybe sent out of Plateau State and taken to another state, which means that I'm encouraged to keep my job. even if I'm incompetent. So we'll continue to have incompetent security situation, incompetent security planning, and incompetent security execution, both tactically and operationally. And these factors combined are responsible for the perpetual conflict cycle and killings that we've been seeing in Nigeria. Until we break this cycle, and nothing positive will happen, and there will be no security.
Well, security expert Abu Hamisu, thank you very much for lending your thoughts. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has urged traditional rulers to support government efforts to tackle insecurity by sharing intelligence information with security agencies, while also assuring that his administration is committed to addressing their concerns over development and environmental degradation. The president gave the assurance on Tuesday at the State House during a meeting with the South-South Monarchs Forum, while commending the monarchs for their understanding approach to his administration's ongoing economic reforms, particularly the removal of the fuel subsidy. President Tinubu promised that Nigerians would soon enjoy the benefit of his tough yet necessary decisions.
In the region, it's like we produce, we bring resources for this country, and yet we're suffering. It is of plenty. So we just have to catalog of our sufferings and what we want the president to do for us. There are a lot of things like we said he should do for us, like the East-West Road have been abandoned for so many years, and most of the road in the South-South, we cannot have access to Abuja. From Parakot to Aba, it's impossible. From Benin to Urumi to Kenya, it's impossible. And we feel that we also said that he should try and link up the Tekbe to Abuja railway so that right from Warri we can see, instead of going by road, we can straight drive to Abuja. And we talk of abandoned ports. We feel that if those ports are revived, there will be a employment for our people, and it will boost the economy of this country.
These are the owners of the region. At least the more you engage them, they will talk to the youths. They will talk to those people who are involved. But when you keep them away, it becomes a problem because they will not really have that sense of belonging, of continuing to talk to the people. And above all, it's also to look at the infrastructure of the region. What's the infrastructure of the region been taken care of? I don't think there'll be as much problem to go into valorization. And besides the infrastructure, when we engage the youths in entrepreneurship training and the rest of them, if there's no valorization and yet we keep on talking of oil theft, I think I got to a point where, of course, government will also look critically into this so-called oil theft, whether it's really oil theft or those people who are in charge are the ones stealing the oil and give it a different name, believing that is the use of the region.
Moving on, Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa has picked the former Deputy Clerk of the National Assembly, Olaide Adelami, as the Deputy Governor of the state. This came a few hours after the governor dissolved his cabinet and sacked his aide. According to a statement issued by the Chief Press Secretary to the governor, Ebenezer Adenio, the name of the new Deputy Governor has been transmitted to the State House of Assembly for confirmation. Aiyedatiwa, the former Ondo State Deputy Governor, was sworn in as the substantive governor of the Southwest State on December 27, 2023, following the death of Rotimi Akeredolu, the former governor. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has announced an additional $45 million in U.S. funding for West African nations facing security challenges. Blinken spoke during his meeting on Tuesday with Nigerian President Bola Tinubu in Abuja. His visit to Nigeria is part of a four-nation tour of Africa, taking him to Cape Verde, Ivory Coast, Nigeria, and Angola from January 21 to 26. The American top diplomat, who also discussed challenges to democracy and security in the region, saying the United States is determined to remain a strong security partner for Nigeria. Correspondent Tamilore Akinkwole has more on the story.
Key priorities of the visit by the U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken include bolstering security partnerships and enhancing health and economic development in the African region, following the summit in Washington with African leaders in December 2022. The extra financing of $45 million and now's budget of Diplomat will supplement $300 million the U.S. has already invested in coastal West Africa over the past 2 years to help bring stability to the region. Speaking alongside Nigeria's Foreign Affairs Minister Yusuf Tugar, Blinken says the move signals a strategic effort to enhance the long-standing U.S.-Nigeria bilateral relationship.
American entrepreneurs, American companies are eager to partner with and invest in Nigeria's economy, particularly in the tech sector. We have tech giants that are teamed up with Nigerian partners to help meet President Tinubu's 1 million digital jobs initiative. Other companies are hard at work laying undersea cables, using satellite technology to expand access to the internet. Our tech incubators are fostering Nigeria's next startups. Our venture capital companies are working to finance them. So we want to work in partnership to help drive Nigeria's technological revolution, which is creating jobs, it's growing businesses, and it's spurring innovations in both of our countries. Because one of the things we've learned from these partnerships is that it benefits us as much as any place or any company that we're investing in. We're learning a lot from it, we're getting a lot from it.
On his part, Tugar says Africa's security will fortify its global competitiveness, adding that the prosperity of America and Africa are more interconnected than ever before.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu brought up the issue of Nigeria's membership and participation in the G20 as well as the United Nations Security Council. As we're all aware, Nigeria is the most populous nation on the African continent. It has the largest economy, and therefore, along with the 4D, President Tinubu's 4D foreign policy agenda of democracy, development, demography, and diaspora, we feel it necessary and deem it fit for Nigeria to be ably represented in these decision-making bodies.
The Secretary of State will advance security partnerships based on shared values such as respect for human rights, including freedom of religion or belief, promotion of democracy, and expansion of the rule of law. Tamilore Akinkwole, TV316 Lagos.
Minister of Information and National Orientation Mohammed Idris has unveiled a new national values charter for the country, describing it as a call to action for all Nigerians towards the country's devolution as a nation. Idris, who unveiled the charter in Abuja, says it aims to define and document the core values that will guide all Nigerians, regardless of their ethnic, religious, social, and economic backgrounds, and to foster a national culture that reflects their common destiny. He added that the NVC seeks to address the problems that have undermined the country's growth and development, such as ethnic tensions, hate speech, immorality, and corruption.
We are serious about learning from our shortcomings and of the approaches of the past, and ensuring that we do stand the test of time, and whatever we do outlive us as a people. We are determined to define and document the core values that will guide all of us as Nigerians, irrespective of our tribe, religion, social and economic status, and all other real and imagined barriers and differences that we all have as a nation. Cultures and attitudes will evolve with time. And yet, even with these inevitable changes, the most important human values remain timeless and enduring.
When this thing is unveiled and the program is executed by the ministry under the leadership of the Honorable Minister, Nigeria and Nigerians will be proud of their country. We will respect each other. We will do things that is right and make a difference in our life so that the story will be a changed one.
The components of the charter are not new inventions. These national values are time-tested precepts that have guided our people and societies for centuries. However, we have not made any conscious effort in the past to aggregate our various subnational values and cultures to evolve a national culture that will guide our lifestyle as a people.
We'll take a break here, but still coming up. Kenya Starvation Court leader Mackenzie charged with manslaughter. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
In the last 3 years, we have built a multi-purpose center, which is the envy of all in our constituency. And I can tell you that the people who are living there are already enjoying it.
Guy, do you think what this man just said is true? See, I seriously doubt. I'm sure it's one of those their silly lies.
And wait, do you know there's a way to find out if these things he's saying is true or not? This is the Construct app. It gives people like us a sure way to track implementation of constituency projects. It gives valid and verified information on location of projects, amounts allocated, amount funded, the level of job done, and even the profiles of concerned legislators. You and I can post directly on this app.
Are you serious?
This is the GoTo app if you want to know how our Commonwealth is being expanded by the government.
Wow. Let's even see if what this man said is true. Show me.
The Construct app is developed by Other Paper Nigeria with support from USAID and is available on both Google Play Store and Apple Store.
And it's true.
Of course, I told you.
Welcome back. Let's briefly take you through our top stories. No fewer than 30 persons, mostly children and women, have been killed by assailants in Kwaswa-Laleka village, a community in the Mango local government area of Plateau State. The attack occurred on Tuesday night while residents assembled at a compound in the village to observe the curfew imposed on the local government. The police had confirmed the attack and deployed a moorman to the area. We also told you that Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa has picked a former deputy clerk of the National Assembly, Olaide Adelami, as the deputy governor of the state. This came a few hours after the governor sacked all the commissioners and special advisors on Wednesday. According to a statement issued by the chief press secretary to the governor, Ebenezer Adeniyo, the name of the newly deputy governor has been transmitted to the State House of Assembly for approval. And in case you missed any of our news bulletins or for more updates, you can catch us on Limex World TV or log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram and YouTube at TV360 Nigeria, or download our mobile app on Google Play Store, Huawei App Gallery and Apple Store. On Facebook, we're at TV360 Online.
Opinions are free, facts are sacred, but truth is universal.
How, in practical terms, can we, for instance, de-escalate the tension?
President must see himself as the President of the Federal Republic.
We know where the enemy is. 3 places. The Lake Chad Basin, the border area between Nigeria and Cameroon, and then the Sambisa Forest.
On Digi 360, we give you a complete dose of everything. Opinion, facts and undiluted truth.
I hardly believe what politicians say in this part of the world.
A new Nigeria is possible, a future is possible.
We delve into the issues, dissect it so that you can understand it, use it to take action.
I don't think there's any need for any governor to look for grant for ranching.
Digi 360, dissecting the issues.
Let's have some business news. Okwayemi Owosheni has just joined us. What's the latest, Okwayemi?
Thank you, Simisola. Hello and welcome to Business News. In the world of business, Nigeria spent about 50% of its dollar payments to service external debt between January and October 2023, a significant portion underscoring the growing burden of foreign debt on the nation's economy. According to data from the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, out of the $6.11 billion in total outflows made during this period, a substantial amount of $3.07 billion was directed towards servicing external debt. The total spent on foreign debt service in this 10 months is $850.42 million, 38% higher than the $2.22 billion expended in 2022. We'll take a short break and be back with Stock Market Report. The Nigerian Exchange Limited (NGX) and all-share index and market capitalization furthered their northward movement from Tuesday's low of 95,768 and 53.97 trillion respectively to 98,616.97 basis points and 55,509 trillion naira. Now, the market rose by 3% on Wednesday. The market bet also ended on a positive note with 35 gainers against 32 losers. Now, Wapik Insurance led the gainers with 10% share price appreciation, followed closely by Boa Cement, and it closed at 0 naira 88 kobo and 179 naira 65 kobo. Now, at the end of today's trading session on the Nigerian Stock Exchange (NGX), a total of 488 million volumes of shares were exchanged in 12,080 deals, corresponding to a market value of over 80 billion were traded. Now, compared to the previous NGX trading day, Tuesday, January 23rd, today's data shows 35% decline in volume, 51% decline in turnover, and 27% decline in deals. Now, a shift now to our select global stock. Global shares rose on Wednesday, followed by positive FEC earnings and optimism that Chinese authorities will offer support to its stock markets, leaving the UK FTSE and US Dow Jones in the bulls territory at 0.53% and 0.28%, and leaving only the Japan's Nikkei in the bears at 0.80%. Well, that's it on both business and stock market report. Back to you, Simisola, for the rest of the news.
Thank you very much, Opeyemi. And on the foreign scene, a Kenyan court has charged a cult leader, Paul Mackenzie, and dozens of suspected accomplices with manslaughter over the deaths of more than 200 people. The self-proclaimed pastor and 94 other suspects, including his wife, pleaded not guilty to 238 counts of manslaughter. Mackenzie, who was last week also charged with terrorism, is alleged to have incited members of his Good News International Church to move to Shakahola, a remote forest in coastal Kenya, in order to meet Jesus. Mackenzie, who pleaded not guilty to terrorism at another hearing in the port city of Mombasa, is due to undergo a mental health assessment to establish if he is fit to stand trial for murder at another court in the coastal town of Malindi. Up next is Entertainment Report on News Now.
Nigerian singer Chike has won the hearts of millions of listeners to his sensational R&B music that incorporates Igbo indigenous music and Afrobeat elements. He has now recorded his first chart-topping single on all music platforms. Chike achieved this feat courtesy of his hit single Igu, featuring late street pop sensation Mohbad. Since its release in December 2023, the single has enjoyed commercial acclaim, especially on social media where it has been used over 400,000 times on TikTok. The success of Mohbad's collaboration with Chike extends his commercial acclaim as it continues to deliver hits from the great beyond. Grammy-winning Afrofusion star Burna Boy is leading the exportation of Nigerian music through his award-winning music that continues to enjoy global commercial acclaim. This makes Burna Boy the Nigerian artist with the most Billboard Hot 100 entries, a record he shares with Nigerian singing sensation Tems. Burna Boy has been in a record-making mode as he was recently announced as one of the performers at the 2024 Grammys, and also that he was nominated in 4 categories at the 66th Grammy Award, set to be held on February 4th, 2024. And that's it on the entertainment segment of News Now. Okwayemi Owosheni, TV360 News, Lagos.
And sports president of FIFA, Gianni Infantino, has said the great football played at last year's Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand had opened the eyes of the world to women's football and emphasized the importance of building on that success. Infantino spoke at the opening of the post-FIFA World Women's World Cup Coaches Forum in describing the event as a very important forum for the future of women's football all over the world. The FIFA president says the feedback of the coaches would be invaluable in setting out the future for women's football.
We had many surprises, 8 new countries participating, 8 debutants, and 4 of them won their first match in a World Cup. This is also unique. This is fantastic. Teams from all 6 confederations of FIFA, from all 6 continents, won at least one match. Teams of 5 continents proceeded to the next stage. 3 African teams proceeded. South Africa, for example, eliminated Italy and Argentina. Jamaica eliminated Brazil. Morocco and Colombia eliminated Germany. These are results that show how healthy women's football is and how global it has become. We had the new world champions, Spain, enhorabuena, felicidades a España, finalist England, who also qualified for the first time for a final. So a lot of incredible new events that happened.
Well, that's all on News Now. Thank you for watching. See you next time.